Global News Update on WVTT.
WVTT information overload after injecting himself into the middle of tension between Palestinians and Israelis. U.S. President Barack Obama wrapping up his Middle East visit. He moves on to another of America's closest allies in the region, Jordan, a military and intelligence partner, which has been facing trying times. President Obama's health care law marks its third anniversary tomorrow. Many Americans say they're still confused by the massive overhaul of the healthcare system. A recent poll from the nonpartisan Kaiser Family Foundation found that 57% of Americans don't know the impact of the plan. 67% of uninsured Americans under the age of 65 who aren't eligible for Medicare don't understand how it will affect them. The Kaiser poll also found that 40% of Americans now have an unfavorable view of the health plan. 37% have a favorable view. A deadly shooting last night at the Marine Corps base Quantico in Virginia. Colonel David Maxwell says 3 Marines were killed.
The shooter, an active duty Marine, was pronounced dead of an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound by law enforcement at the scene. 2 other victims, a male and female, both active duty Marines, were pronounced dead at the scene. The 3 Marines involved in this incident were all permanent personnel assigned to Officers Candidates School. All of the candidates in the school are accounted for and safe.
It's not clear at this point if the 3 knew each other, and the motive for the shooting is under investigation tonight. Police in Philadelphia are hoping to find a man suspected of shooting and wounding 3 people at a local business. They released this dramatic video of the gunman firing into the Chinese food store. The victims pushed against the door to keep the man from getting inside. At one point, the suspect reached around the door and fired several shots. Now the victims are expected to recover. A makeshift memorial marks the spot where a baby was shot and killed yesterday morning during an attempted robbery in southeast Georgia. The child's mother was shot in the leg in Brunswick when she told 2 armed boys that she didn't have any money. She tried to shield her baby, but the gunman pushed her out of the way and shot the 13-month-old in the head. Police are looking for the 2 boys. One is believed between the ages of 13 and 15. Police say the other suspect may be as young as 10 years old. As anger and anxiety keep a grip on Cyprus, the Russian government says Russian investors aren't interested in helping with the country's bailout plans. Cyprus lawmakers are supposed to vote Friday on a series of bills designed to raise money. The country needs to secure more EU cash, but the emergency debate has been delayed. The ECB has given Cyprus until midnight Monday to present a new plan in order to get $13 billion in bailout money from the European Union. For now, a limit has been placed on the daily amount of cash that can be withdrawn from cash machines to prevent the banks from collapsing. 6 people have set themselves on fire in Bulgaria in the past month to protest against poverty, unemployment, and suspected corruption. 3 of them have died. The protests come as Bulgaria tries to grapple with social and political unrest. Last month, the government resigned after public anger over low living standards. 12% of the working population are without jobs, and those who are employed earn an average wage of just $500 per month. In China, Chinese President Xi Jinping is setting the tone for his foreign policy mandate by visiting Russia on his first overseas trip. He'll most likely discuss closer ties between the 2 countries when he meets Russian President Vladimir Putin. Now, this won't be their first meeting. The 2 met last June when Xi was still vice president. Xi was officially confirmed as the new Chinese president last week, succeeding Hu Jintao. Heavy flooding soaked the streets and parts of Ireland. You're seeing photos right now from Cork City in southern Ireland, one of the most affected. Rescue crews are assessing the situation and removing large debris from the streets. Close to 20 businesses and homes have been affected, leaving some staff trapped for several hours. Parts of Ireland preparing for more bad weather in the coming hours, including further heavy rainfall as well as sleet and snow. A Brooklyn man and his girlfriend allegedly plotted to open a babysitting business as a cover to get access to and sexually abuse kids. That's according to the FBI, citing an informant in the criminal complaint against Bibars Baslan and Kristen Henry. The couple was arraigned Wednesday on charges they crossed state lines intending to engage in sex acts with minors. If they're indicted and convicted of aggravated sexual abuse of children, they could get 30 years to life. Baslan's attorney says he's innocent. The couple was arrested at a hotel in Jersey City, New Jersey earlier this week. They had allegedly gone there to meet someone who is supposed to bring several children for them to sexually abuse and photograph, but that person turned out to be an informant. A design flaw and human error caused the blackout at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome during Super Bowl 47. That's according to an independent analysis released by utility company Entergy New Orleans. Officials say a recently installed relay had a design defect that caused it to trip in an unpredictable way. Inadequate communication between the manufacturer and the utility company also played a role. Power was cut off to half the arena early in the third quarter. In the game between the Baltimore Ravens and San Francisco 49ers, the game was delayed by 34 minutes. And that's your WVTT Information Overload.